KZMB All Zombie Radio.
Hello and welcome to hello and welcome to whatever the heck this is. Um, this is the evidence board, a high potential case companion. Oh, that was my phone. My bad. So I was checking to make sure the live was actually working. And we're here to discuss episodes 3 and 4 of season 2 of High Potential. Our new fave, honestly. Maybe. Pretty much. Shut up, Wikipedia. Nobody wants to donate money to you. Okay, so here's the weird thing. No one is updating the Wikipedia anymore.
Oh.
I don't know why. We've given up. But I can give you some information. I just can't give you as much information as I would normally be able to give you. But episode 3 was entitled 11 Minutes. Oh, I hate that title because we both know why. And it's horribly sad. Was directed by Nancy Hauer. Now, Nancy Hauer is known for she had a reoccurring role on Star Trek Voyager, of all things. She was Ensign Samantha Wildman. She also did some music. She was in she fronted alternative rock bands. Wench and Stella. I don't know either of them, but just fun fact. And then that's kind of it. Oh, she is gonna somehow be a part of Zoe 102 instead of Zoe 101. I guess. Yeah, it's a sequel to the Nickelodeon, the Jamie Lynn Spears show. Anyway, so directed by Nancy Hauer, written by Bob Goodman and Eric I. Liu. The episode 3 aired on September 30th, and the ratings are hot, my friends. 4.24.
Ooh.
4.24. Crazy. Hi, Mitchell. Mitchie's here. Mitchell actually just left me a comment recently and was like, I love High Potential. And I was like, oh my gosh, please join us for the live. Okay, so before we move on any further, I forgot to mention, go ahead and just like this video. I mean, be cool, I guess, and subscribe if you haven't already, but just like it. Just hit like. It's free. Just do that for me. All right. And so I don't know. How do you want to do this? Do you want me to go into the episode 4 details too? Right away? Or do you want to talk about them separately?
Because I just watched all 4 episodes, they're all jumbled up in my brain anyway.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, I know. Same. Okay, we'll just roll. I'll just keep rolling. It's fine. Okay, episode 4 was entitled Behind the Music and was directed by Todd Bierman and was written by Marquis Jackson and Nicole French. That episode just aired this week, October 7th, which is Tuesday evening, and it was 4.51. The ratings are going up even. Mitchell says the show is so good. I hope that it gets renewed for a season 3. Me too. So here was my exciting revelation last time I covered the show. Okay. Because Takara, you weren't here. You were sick.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. You were sick. You remember how I talked to you previously when we were covering one of the episodes of Over the Garden Wall, and you and we decided very suddenly, literally within the live stream, we're like, let's cover High Potential. It was crazy. In that conversation, I had said to you that the reason I liked it so much is because it reminded me of that era of USA Network.
Oh yeah,
with all of the crime dramas. It reminded me of Monk and Psych and Burn Notice, and you had said Rizzoli and Isles we talked about, and you had said, what was the other one you had mentioned?
We couldn't remember the name of it then either.
Okay.
In Plain Sight.
Okay. In Plain Sight. So all of these really great shows that kind of aired around the same time. A very funny, like different approach to like crime dramas. But all very interesting, compelling. If they did have long standing like story arcs, they were like really good story
Mm-hmm.
arcs that were like interesting. Like Monks, the entire thing is him trying to find out who murdered his wife.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like super compelling. But anyway, so I'd said that it really reminded me of that era of television. And then I had said when I was talking about the like all of this storyline with this game maker, I was like, this reminds me of um Mr. Yin or whatever from Psych, which is like someone played by Ali Sheedy. The storyline is like really devious. The puzzles are like really insane, and like only Sean Spencer, played by James Roday, can like figure it out because he's so smart. Well, I go to look at who directed the last episode of the first season and the first two episodes of season two, and it is James Roday Rodriguez who directed all of them. So I just wanted you to know that like there is this tie-in to Psych, and I think that's why we get this feel of like I think obviously they asked him to do it because it's so similar. It's again this retelling of like kind of Sherlock, kind of thing. Cause that's really what this is. Anytime we do this like this high potential intellect, this like overly like observant person,
Mm-hmm.
it's a retelling of Sherlock Holmes. Truly
Yeah,
is really the
yeah.
basis of it.
This is
Now,
true.
obviously, High Potential is based on a show from France. It's not exactly the same, but that is what it all is based on, is like loosely that character. But anyway, I wanted to cue you in on that because I just thought that was such a cool aspect of the last couple
I am
episodes.
like,
Now, obviously,
it's not like a right at the top like Norman Reedus, Harold Parano obsession, but I'm
yeah.
obsessed with James Roday Rodriguez.
Okay. I love James Roday. I love James Roday so much, so deeply. I honestly have been falling asleep to Psych every night. Because the mention of it like made me be like, I should put
Yeah,
the book on. But I also love Dule
yeah,
Hill
no, me too.
so
No,
much.
yeah.
And the two of them together are like, that is such an iconic like duo. I was just on the episode last night with Tim Curry in it. By the way, we were just talking about Tim Curry in Over the Garden Wall coverage. Tim Curry, it's the one where they go on the American Duos TV show, which is like American Idol or whatever. And the very end scene is them doing the Tears for Fears song, but instead of saying come on, Gus is doing the
Okay.
shaman because he's dressed like Michael Jackson. It's so good and so funny and like so goofy and over the top. I really love it. But anyway,
I told you about my
we'll get
museum
back.
episode, right? That I'm obsessed.
Yes. Yes. It's so funny. Anyway, we're gonna talk about this show. I do love Psych. You should watch it if you haven't watched it because it's very similar to High Potential. Honestly, there's so many similarities because it's like a lot of pop culture references, like interesting information kind of comes out of it. But okay, so as we've been doing, we've been starting each episode with articles about the episode. So we had gone to Collider and written and read some articles by Jenny Richardson about these episodes. So I'll continue that. This one was published on October 1st because this was for episode 3. Um, all right. The Game Maker may have been High Potential's most intense villain yet, but as of the two-part season 2 premiere, he's been defeated for now. With the Game Maker out of the way, High Potential is back to its case of the week structure for the episode of season 2, entitled 11 Minutes. The episode sees Morgan and her team investigate the murder of Nathan Gould, a man who's strangled to death while waiting at a restaurant to meet with his daughter. Meanwhile, the season 2 premiere only brought more questions about Roman Sincera's whereabouts, and Morgan has to deal with the difficult decision in this episode of whether to tell Ava that her father has recently been staying at a motel in Nevada. The return to form is naturally less suspenseful than the previous 2 episodes, but 11 minutes is nonetheless a strong installment that ends with a shocking twist. After Nathan is murdered in this episode's cold open, Morgan and Karadak go to the crime scene to investigate, and the paramedics who treated Nathan reveal that they treated him a lot for quote unquote suspicious injuries. Morgan figures out that the tables were intentionally spilled on and set up so that Nathan would be sitting in the right place. The restaurant's host then tells Morgan that she heard a duck sound in the alley after Nathan disappeared, which is how she found him. From investigating Nathan's apartment, Morgan and Karadek figure out that he was a gambler in a lot of debt, and that one of the people he owed money, Nathan's loan shark, Ray, came to kill him after he had already been murdered. Nathan also made Ray the beneficiary of his life insurance policy before he died. This takes the major crimes team to the previous beneficiary, Nathan's daughter, Jessica. Jessica explains that Nathan disappeared from her life after her parents divorced when she was a child. He reached out to her several months before to make things right because he'd be quote unquote going away soon. And the two have been getting to know each other in the meantime. When Nathan was stood up on the morning he was killed, someone texted Nathan to change the location at the last minute. And while Jessica, it's not a text, it was an email. Get it right, Jessica. Or whatever your name is. While Jessica was waiting for him, where they'd agreed to and Karadek then realized Nathan was planning to end his own life to give Ray his life insurance money and protect Jessica. Morgan also discovers that Jessica was pregnant, and Jessica tells Morgan that she and Nathan had a lot of doctor's visits recently, her for the pregnancy and him for a series of tests and scans with a cardiologist, even though he was fine. After her visit from Arthur last episode, Maureen has been struggling with the weight of keeping the most recent updates about Roman's whereabouts from Ava. After some well meaning advice from Karadak, Morgan tells Ava everything that she knows about Roman's last whereabouts, including that he was living in Nevada a few weeks ago. Morgan then leaves her work, but later she learns that Ava was arrested for vandalizing one of Roman's murals. Morgan defends Ava, then she gets arrested alongside her, but Karadak quickly gets them released. Later, Morgan and Ava talk, and Ava tells Morgan that she's having a hard time after getting her hopes up that Roman hadn't abandoned her after all. Morgan isn't able to do much to reassure Ava except tell her that she believes Roman had a good reason for disappearing for all these years, even though she knows as little as Ava does. Morgan still hasn't reached out to Arthur about Roman, though, and the overarching mystery of Roman Sincera once again continues. Morgan figures out that Nathan's phone alarm was set to a duck sound, and after interviewing the paramedics who treated him, she realized that someone had planned it out so that Nathan would be found in time for his heart to be donated. As it turns out, Nathan Gould was killed for his heart, but the heart is now being redirected to a billionaire with sway over the hospital. The billionaire, Carson Wood, is not a great match for the heart. The hospital coordinator threw away the paper with the original recipient's name on it. And Morgan and her team look through the waiting list for heart recipients. And Morgan figures out that the heart was intended for the mother of one of the paramedics, Christopher Bishop. When Nathan was dealing with Ray's threats and injuries, he got to know Christopher well, and he told him that he'd give Christopher's mother his heart when he ended his life. And when Nathan learned that he was going to be a grandfather, he changed his mind, and Christopher killed him for his heart. Morgan and Karadek let Christopher's mother, Rosemary, see him and say goodbye to him one last time, and then she goes back on the waiting list for another heart. Morgan gives Jessica the brooch that Nathan was planning to give to her baby, and then Morgan asks her how she was able to forgive him and let him back into her life. To which Jessica says her mother raised her that way. 11 minutes then ends with Morgan considering Jessica's words and Karadek comforting Morgan by showing her who will be receiving Nathan's heart, which was a 17-year-old girl that I don't remember her name. I don't remember her name. But anyway, 17-year-old young girl who gets the heart. Because Morgan feels like super upset that
Mhm.
they're like it's essentially taking this heart away from this woman.
Mhm.
But her son literally killed this man to get it. So like it has to go that way. It can't go any other way. Plus, I have to say, like, okay, so in terms of reality, and I know it's a TV show, so like, you know, but she is quite old, the mother.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
was
I
thinking
was
the
kind of,
same
like,
thing.
shocked by that because I was like, this probably it would have been better if it had been, like, his sister or something, like,
Mhm.
somebody, like, a little bit healthier because when you get older, like, for instance, like, when my heart stuff happened, at first, they didn't know if they were gonna be able to treat it with medication because when we tried medication at first, it wasn't working, and so I had to go on medication that, like, 60-year-olds are on. And because they're for like 60 and plus year olds, I was on things like amiodarone and mexilatine. Mexilatine can cause permanent neurological damage, and
Mm.
amiodarone can like kill your liver and kidneys. And so I was put on it because what happened to me does not happen to young people. It was a weird fluke thing that happened. People don't live when that happens. So oftentimes they're not given these medications, and there have not been medications, kind of created for this younger generation of people that this could happen to, obviously, because it was like a fluke thing. So there's not medication in existence that doesn't damage your body in another way. Because the thought is, if you're 60 and you're taking amiodarone, you're not going to live much longer. So it can damage your kidneys and
Mhm.
liver, because the trade-off is that you are living for, another 15, 20 years or whatever. And so it's worth it for that trade-off. But when you're in your 30s, they're like, you can't be on this for the rest of your life. It's not going to work. And so they went through all of that with me. They were like, if we can't get this to work, then you're going to have to get a heart transplant. Which obviously is incredibly scary to hear.
Mhm.
Luckily, it didn't happen. I didn't have to go through that, thank God. But when we're talking like heart transplant, they had told me at the time, they're like, you're, and I wasn't like, I was not at my biggest weight, nowhere near. And they're like, you're too fat. We're not going to be able to find a heart for you. So that's the thing. Like, if I were to get a heart transplant, I would have had to work for that. Like, I would have had to be below a certain weight. Like, there are a lot of requirements. They
Mhm.
don't just give out hearts. Like being on a waiting list for a heart is a really big deal. So like it's really important that you meet all of these requirements. So I was quite surprised by the how old she was. Not to say that you
Mhm.
couldn't get one. It's just unusual. That's all. So I just thought that was kind of an interesting aspect of that. Mitchell asked if we are going to be covering Watson season 2. I was not planning on it. I am sorry to say. I'm sorry to say we are covering 2 shows right now just on my channel, on top of like covering, like Daryl Dixon, and like we're doing a live stream tomorrow for New York Comic Con. Um so I'm going live tonight and then live again tomorrow and then also recording on Sunday. So like it's just gotten to be a lot. So I don't think I can put any more shows on the docket right now. I did not watch Watson season 1 either.
I didn't finish it.
Who's in it?
Richie Coster.
Oh, that's why. Well, I see. Hi again, Marcus. Thanks for coming back for the second live stream. Um,
I have to backtrack a little bit because I know I wasn't here for that episode,
okay.
but you did mention him, so I thought, okay, here's my
Okay.
chance.
Lay it on me.
So we talked about the tie-in with Sean Spencer.
Yes. Yeah.
So I have to bring up the fact that his newer castmate was the game maker, game whatever you call it, from A Million Little Things, which I watched
Oh, yeah.
because you have this comedian from 40-Year-Old Virgin, and then you have Grimm, and then you have Psych, and they all come together for
Yeah.
this extremely serious, dramatic
Okay.
show.
So yeah, they did. So I didn't watch A Million Little Things. And I did consider it. I did consider it because
Oh,
I do love
okay.
James. But it was based on that story it was based on that book that person like wrote and said it was their life story, and then like Oprah put it in her book club, and it was a lie. Yeah. So if you've ever fallen for the like based on a true story thing, that was like contradicted numerous times that person lied about that story.
Oh, I hate that.
And that the worst. So then I felt, because I knew that, I was like, I don't really want to watch this cuz like it's going to take away some of the I'm sure it's a great story. I'm sure it's great.
Wow, that just
Well, I'm sorry if I just ruined it for you. I apologize. I just broke her. I'm so
Mm.
sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
I cannot believe.
Yeah, that's the reason I didn't watch it.
What is wrong with people?
Why would you lie about something like that? Here, see, now I have to look it up because I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like thinking of the wrong. But I can wait. What was the show called?
A Million Little Things.
Oh, nope. I might have it mixed up. I might have it mixed up. Yeah, no. No. A Million Little Pieces is what I thought is the book.
Oh,
Now, I don't know if
okay.
it's, based on the book. It was initially marketed as a memoir about his struggles with addiction and rehab. Is that what the story is about? The TV show?
Like one of the
Okay.
characters, but not the whole.
It became a bestseller after being chosen for Oprah's book club. And the book generated significant controversy when investigations revealed that many parts of the stories were fabricated, leading to accusations of fraud and public reckoning for Frey. Now, let me see if because maybe the story isn't based on it. Million Little Things show based on book. This is how I Google things. No, it's not. There you go.
Okay.
Completely fictional.
But I know it's based it's n I don't wanna say it's based in reality, but it was
Mm,
definitely inspired by
inspired by
something. Okay.
inspired by a personal experience that he had with after a friend's suicide.
Okay.
Okay, then maybe I would watch it. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I thought it was based on that book because it was like so hyped when it came out, and I was like, I'm not watching that. That guy lied.
And it's very believable that it could be true just because of how they do you plan on watching this show?
I don't know. Maybe I would.
Okay, I don't wanna say what I'm about to
Okay,
say
don't
then.
say it then. Don't say it. It has the guy who was in Weeds in it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I really love him. Conrad from Weeds. That's who it was.
Oh, yeah, I
Mhm.
went all the way back to 40-Year-Old Virgin. I forgot about Weeds.
Oh, well, I loved Weeds. As
Yeah,
horrible
I
as
did too.
horrible as Mary Louise Parker's character is in that show, I loved that show.
Funny thing, I watched it for the person that basically wasn't in it because,
Jeffrey Dean
I
Morgan?
was obsessed with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, for like a second. It's so funny.
So many things I watched because his name was in the cast, and I was like, "Okay, I have to
It was
watch
a
it."
great show though. Great show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's okay, so I really felt that this episode was super strong. Episode 3. Um the storyline's compelling. Now, to be fair, as the article mentions, we are going back to the like one case an episode thing. But and I wanted to
Mhm.
ask you this. This was actually like while I was watching it, I was like, I have to ask her if she thought this. But all I could think about during that thing was like maybe it was some sort of sting operation and that Nathan would still be alive.
I was really hoping.
I really was. I
Yeah.
really, really was.
Yeah.
And I think, we had talked about how like found in this, you know, that this is doing like so much better than found, even though it's in a similar time slot and yada yada. Like we had kind of talked about all of that. And I have to say that a big part of that I think is that like I was worried. I was worried for him and I wanted him to live and he still died.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
still died. So it's like that weight is there. You know what I mean? Like granted, it's major crimes. They're going to investigate murders, but it's also major crimes. So they investigate robberies and all sorts of stuff. It's not just this. So, and we've had episodes where a character has lived.
Mhm.
I can't think of the name of the episode, but the one with the tap dancing guy who worked at the body
Yeah.
shop, like he lived at the end. Although his friend died, he did live.
Well, let me give you another example. Hmm. Margaret's story. We wanted them to dig into
Mm,
where he was, what happened, all that, and when they finally did, we were all extremely pissed off.
yeah.
We w I know, wanted to know, like, where is this girl's father?
Yes.
I'm way more interested in what's going on with that than I was when they finally decided to hash out, like, Margaret's. You know
Well,
what I
because
mean? Like,
they gave you like the false hope and then they pulled it back and so you've been kind of given all these options where you're like, well, I really want to know and now it's like, well, why did he leave? Is he in witness protection? Is you know what I mean? Like those are kind
mm-hmm,
of all these things are getting brought up now. And that makes it more compelling. Whereas all we wanted was for something to be a twist. And the only twist that we were actually given was so obvious that it was like the
mm-hmm,
only twist was that Sir's sister was what's her Heather or whatever.
yeah,
And that's fine, but we had all called it by like the first episode she was in. And we wanted Jamie to be fake. And had we gotten that, I feel like maybe that would have kind of fulfilled that like the one. So
mm-hmm.
anyway, it's just this is just better writing, it seems like. There's just like there's more weight to it. Which I hate because I wanted it to be good. So I'm like upset that this is like that much better. We're like, like it didn't have to be that much better. But
I think that they became like because they wanted to make such a big deal about like her saving these like lesser known people. I
yeah,
think they were afraid to kill them for some
which I
reason.
get. I totally get that. But it's like, but you can't do that. Like that's not what we're watching
Mhm.
for. I know it sounds weird. That's like twisted that we're watching for this, but like that's why we're watching it.
Mhm. We can't know that the person will be found alive at the end of
Well,
every
I just
episode.
it can't
Like
everybody can't
it
have plot armor like all of the
mhm.
time. It just it doesn't make for interesting TV.
Like
Excuse
why
me.
not that I would ever want this. But why didn't Sir kill Lacey? Like
Yeah,
how
I
many
wouldn't have wanted it
times
either, but like
uh,
there was like nothing or like put her in a coma or you know what I mean? Like give
right.
like something, some sort of weight so you're like, "Oh my god, what's going to happen to her?"
Or like they find him and arrest him, but he doesn't have her and he's not gonna tell them where she is.
Yes.
Something.
Yes, exactly. Like something more compelling. So I'm really glad cuz this is a throwaway episode. This is just a like a one-shot episode that we watched. And it
Mhm.
was so compelling that I was concerned about this guy that I knew nothing about.
Yeah.
I know that his daughter wants to reconnect with him, and that's really the only thing I know. And that was compelling enough that I was like, I really hope this guy is alive.
Mhm.
And then he wasn't. And then even though I hoped it, he still wasn't. So it's just it's just really good writing. But anyway, I want to touch on episode 4 now. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article for episode 4. Again, written by Jenny Richardson. This article was published 3 days ago. So on the 7th. As per usual for High Potential Season 2, Episode 4, entitled Behind the Music, sees Morgan Guillory and the rest of Major Crimes team investigating a murder. This week, though, it's two connected murders that occurred decades apart. A woman named Reina Vieira calls 911 in the cold open in terror, saying that she just saw a man shoot a woman. And when Morgan and Karadak go to investigate, though, Reina insists that she had never called 911 and she kicks them out of her house. Later that day, though, Reina is found murdered in her home. And the major crimes team has to investigate both Reina's murder and the murder that she seemingly witnessed before she died. Meanwhile, Selena is up for captain, so Soto, but she is passed over for the position. This episode's case is relatively predictable, but its strength lies in its focus on Morgan's relationships with Karadek and with Selena, which are especially important this week. Morgan and Karadek investigate Reina's murder, which takes them first to her neighbor slash dealer and then to her basement. And they then figure out that Reina had dementia and that a blood-stained sequin dress in her basement must have triggered an old memory where she witnessed a murder. From investigating when the dress was made, Morgan figures out that over 2 decades ago, a 25-year-old singer named Greta St. John was shot. Morgan and Karadek and Daphne and Oz split up to interview two people. Daphne and Oz talked to Eddie Friedman, who managed the Black Jewel, the club that Greta sang at the time that she was murdered. I have to say, I have to look up who played Eddie Friedman because that man delivered the performance of a lifetime. When he was like yelling at the end of his like little speech, when he's talking about it, and that man was like, no good for her or whatever. I was like, dude, I was like, you are giving this your all. I loved it. Um, Morgan and Karadek speak with Lucy, who had been doing some interviews with Greta for a project and whom Raina had tried to contact before she was killed. Eddie and Lucy both turned Morgan and Karadek's investigation towards Mac Epps, a manager who worked with both Lucy and Raina. Epps had been arrested on a drug charge, and when he was released from prison, he tried to become a part of Greta's career again. Morgan and Karadek then visit Epps at the Black Jewel, and Karadek confronts Epps about both murders. Morgan connects Greta and Epps' matching tattoos, and she figures out that they were a couple. Morgan and Selena then look at Greta's photos and realize that Greta had Mac Epps' baby a little while before she died. They figure out that Greta hid the baby from Epps, and then he found out and killed her, and Rena witnessed it. Karadek makes Morgan stay behind to protect her, and then he goes to the Black Jewel to confront Epps about murdering Greta. Epps holds a woman at gunpoint, so Karadek shoots him to save her life. After Karadek has been cleared by internal affairs, he and Morgan learn that Mac Epps was a 2-hour drive away when Raina was killed. Morgan then figures out that Lucy is Greta's child and that Lucy killed Raina. Lucy confesses that she only met Raina because she was searching for answers about her mom. And because of Raina's dementia, she accidentally confessed to Lucy that she was a part of covering up Greta's death. Lucy then confronted Greta and pushed her. Nope, confronted Raina. You're wrong again. Who's fact checking you, Jenny? You're messing up. You're messing up. She then confronted Raina and pushed her down the stairs. Karadek and Morgan arrest Lucy, and the case is closed. In a subplot more compelling than this week's case, Selena is up for captain, but she doesn't get it. Instead, the department is bringing someone in from another squad. Selena holds in her disappointment in order to properly lead her team. So Morgan meets with her and tells her that she doesn't have to be strong for her. Morgan also tells Selena that if she were her, she'd wonder if she was passed up for the promotion because she's a woman. This is definitely part of the reason, but as Solomon from Internal Affairs hints to Selena, it seems as though Selena is being punished for bringing Morgan on as a consultant. After her meeting with Selena, Morgan goes to wait for the elevator where she meets the new captain, Nick Wagner. Whew, what a babe. And he tells, I was like, oh man, that is going to make for some compelling drama. He tells Morgan that he's heard a lot about her and that he's been looking forward to meeting her. After Solomon's warning, though, this feels like a veiled threat that perhaps the new captain will be reevaluating whether to keep Morgan on as a consultant, and she might just have to prove herself once again. The best part of Behind the Music are Morgan and Karadek's scenes, which bring them closer together while they investigate the case. Karadek supports Morgan while she's worrying about Selena, and Morgan is there for Karadek when he feels shaken after shooting Mac Epps. That particular Karadek subplot in this episode felt a little odd and out of place to me, but it was great to see him and Morgan be vulnerable with each other. At the end of the episode, Morgan and Karadek run into each other at the station. She expresses her appreciation for the fact that he was looking out for her before, and he says that she was right about Selena needing to talk to someone. In a really sweet line, Karadek says that he's not going to change because he doesn't need to when he's got her to be the person who talks things out. It's a really sweet interaction, and then Karadek looks at his computer and sees that Morgan was looking at Arthur's website, his landscaping website. The Roman subplot also felt out of place this week because Morgan just called Arthur only to get forwarded to a full voicemail box. Despite a few clunky subplots and a really pretty predictable killer reveal, though, this episode is still strong in its development in both Morgan and Karadek's relationship and her dynamic relationship with Selena. Sorry, there was a word missing in that sentence. Okay. So, this episode I thought was also really good. It doesn't feel, I think out of the two, probably I liked episode 3 more. I don't know why. It was just like more compelling to me. But this is a really interesting episode. I liked the split plot because they're connected,
Mhm.
but they're not connected at the same time. But I really like this split plot with the cold case and the current case. I thought that was really fun. And I loved the way that they shot Morgan figuring out the timeline for the dress.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought that was so cool. And I have to say, in episode 3, 2, 3, I also, instead of 3, 2, 3, also, I loved the way that when Karadek and Morgan are talking at the cafe and they're talking about the spilling of the drinks on the tables, she envisions Karadek like sitting down at the table and spilling on him, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
"No!"
Ah.
They've done it a couple times, but I really like that they're starting to like kind of add in these like unusual elements of like how her brain operates a little bit more. It's
Mhm.
fun and it's like an interesting visual, which I really enjoy. So I'm glad that they started doing that.
So just to let you know, Tobias Jelinek is um Eddie Freeman.
Oh, thank you. Has he been in anything else?
And Hocus Pocus.
He was in Hocus Pocus. Who was he in Hocus Pocus?
Mhm. I will show you. You're
Stop.
gonna crack up
Okay.
when I show you.
Okay.
Stop it, phone.
It's like cracking you up. Okay. Stop! As soon as you said he was in Hocus Pocus, that's who I pictured. Stop it. It's not Ice, it's the other guy.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that. Oh my god, I love that. That's awesome. Oh, thank you for looking that up. That's so great. Oh wow. No wonder he delivered the performance of a lifetime. Where's that guy
Yes.
been, man? I love that. It's so good. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I probably enjoyed episode 3 a little bit more. The subplot with the new captain is like I'm a little bit thrown.
Oh,
Now,
all these connections that keep happening, they're either gonna drive me crazy, or they're gonna drive me crazy with excitement or with just craziness. Because
yeah,
now we have the Kev half of Kevin V on a show that we're watching
of Kevin V.
from Shameless.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. I know. What are the odds? What are the odds? It's crazy.
I looked at him and was like, "Ah, no, you
That's so
lying."
funny to hear because I couldn't place him, but I was like, I know that guy. I know that guy. Now I know why. That totally makes sense. Um, yeah, I can't remember the name of the actor. I was just trying to find it. Steve Howie.
Yeah, I know it was
Steve Howie.
Steve something.
So he'll be Captain Nick Wagner. It does feel like he's probably going to be not like a villain, but like obviously oppositional. Um,
Mhm.
what I want to know is where is Garrett? We haven't seen him since the one of my favorite episodes from season 1.
Oh.
Now, to be fair, he wasn't in every episode. He was in like 2 or 3 of them from season 1. But I'm surprised we haven't seen him at all in this
That is
season.
odd.
Because like Tom left, obviously, like Tom is gone. He moved, which is fine. Now Matthew Clark, the game maker, is going to be away for a while. We can all agree he's
Mhm.
coming back, but he'll be away for
Mhm.
a little while. Um, Ludo, we've seen here and there, but he's at least referenced to, like, even if we don't see him every episode.
Yeah.
But we have not seen Garrett since I want to say it was One of Us. Yeah, the one it was, which by the way, also directed by James Roday.
Mhm.
But that was the episode with the bomb threat when they took the hostages um at the police station. I think that's the first I think that's the last episode we saw Garrett in,
Uh, it hmm, it could be.
which that was episode 7. So about halfway through the season, we stopped seeing him. Now we didn't see him in the last like 2 episodes or whatever.
You
We
know what's funny?
yeah, but
I felt like we started off kind of seeing him in every episode, even if it was for like 30 seconds.
I don't think he was in every episode. Let me see if I can find out his episode count. Let's see.
So funny how I was like,
He's
oh,
just
let me see what this
I'm sorry, go
I was like, let me see what this show is. And then I watch it and he shows his
I
face
know.
and then cracks me up. And I'm like, I guess I'm watching this show now.
He's just listed as recurring. So I don't
Okay.
it doesn't give the numbers of how many episodes he was in. So maybe he is coming back. But he's only listed as 2024 recurring, not
Mm,
anything else.
okay.
So I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I mean, I know he does a lot of different projects, so maybe he's moved on to something else, um, but I would be sad.
I think he likes being able to pop in and out.
Probably because it gives him probably some flexibility to do other things if he wants to film movies or whatever in between. Um, so yeah, anyway, so I've been curious about that. I've been curious about like where he's been. I'm curious to know if James Roday is going to end up directing any more episodes this season because he did 2 in season 1 and he's already done 2 in season 2. But I would like to see more out of him. Obviously, cuz those have been my favorite episodes. Have been the episodes he's directed. Because I loved the episode with we had talked about that, how much we had loved the episode with maybe did I only have I only talked about the show without you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well
Wait,
then
no.
we didn't talk about anything.
Wait.
I felt like we covered one episode, but maybe I
Oh,
didn't.
n- maybe that was a 2 episode week.
I don't know. Let me go back.
Now I'm
Hold on. No, no,
confused.
no, no, no. Why? Oh, never mind. Because I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. No, I've only talked about the show without you. Okay. So I've only talked about the show without you. So I didn't talk to you about anything. But but that was but one of my favorite episodes was the one where they're in it must have been India. It was probably India that said that was also one of her favorites. But the One of Us
Oh,
episode where the pregnant girlfriend and his buddy are trying to get the military guy off the hook. And so they kidnap all of the officers and Ava happens to have come to the police station with Morgan on Morgan's day off. Um,
oh,
that's one of my
yes.
favorites, and that was directed by James as well. So, clearly his direction has led to me liking some of these episodes more than others, and also
Mm-hmm.
anything with the game maker has been great because it's, like, so
I'm
good.
he's so hot. He's just so hot.
That's twisted, Takira, it's twisted. Um,
He was in episodes 2, 3, not 1 or 4.
it's in 7 for sure because he gets Tom shot in the leg.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Okay, not 5. That's like the other show I watched with Tim the Toolman Taylor because,
Oh, shifting gears.
our our guy is in it from Fear,
Which guy?
Wheelchair.
Oh, Chill. Chill.
Mhm. What? Okay, so he's in 237,
Is that it?
possibly because 'cause I'm not finding
I've been
him yet.
thinking about it. I've been thinking about it ever since then. I'm like, is he coming back or not?
Hmm. That's so crazy. I felt like I saw him in
Mm-mm.
more episodes
No,
than this.
no. You just wish you had.
Mhm.
So I guess we'll have to keep out an eye for Garrett. We'll have to keep an eye out for Garrett. And also they introduced someone at the end of season 1 and then we never saw him again. Hold on, who was that? I have to think about this for a second. It was like a doctor or something. It
Hmm.
was like the guy who was excuse me, I'm so sorry. It was like the guy who played like the like ME.
Dang, why don't I remember
They
who that
introduced him for like
is?
an episode and then he was gone. Oh, one of the episodes from the first season was directed by the guy who created Veronica Mars. The one and only Rob
Uh,
Thomas. And by
what
one and only, I
the?
mean not the one from Matchbox 20. Different Rob Thomas.
Oh, he was in 11.
Was he? Okay. Okay, good,
Mhm.
good, good. Okay, so he has shown up. He has shown up. Okay. Yeah, I just
11 might be the last one he was
yeah,
in,
there was
though.
some like ME that was like introduced and I was like, "Oh, he's going to be a character."
Yeah, now I gotta figure
And then
out who
oh,
that
and then
is.
like Conforth. Not Conforth. It's not the ME. It's Karadek's FBI friend. Like he disappeared.
Oh, Mackay
Yeah, he
Pfeiffer.
disappeared now.
I kinda thought he would
No, no,
after
no,
he didn't take
not
the
Mackay
job.
Pfeiffer. Not Mackay Pfeiffer. The FBI guy. Like Karadek had like an FBI like buddy who like
Wait,
it was only for like one episode or something.
not the one that used to be his partner?
Maybe. Mackay Pfeiffer plays fake Roman.
Hmm?
Mackay Pfeiffer plays fake Roman. He plays Arthur.
Wait, now I'm confused. I could have sworn now I'm getting it messed up. I thought Mackay Pfeiffer was the former partner that went to the FBI,
No, he
but
plays
I must be getting my stuff
yeah, he plays
messed
Arthur.
up.
He plays Arthur Ellis. He plays fake Roman Sincera when she goes to find Roman.
Okay.
They're like, "Look, we found him." And she's like, "That's not Roman." Like, that's Mackay Pfeiffer. He was in Dawn of the Dead the remake.
Damn it. So wait, now
Do you know what I'm talking
now I
about? There
gotta
was like an
remember which
FBI
black
guy.
man was his.
Yeah, where did that guy go?
Wait, um, you know what? Maybe I don't know.
Well, forget it. Who cares?
Mackay Pfeiffer's face just keeps popping up in my
Well,
freaking
I
brain.
mean, we do love him, but even though he kept his girlfriend's body alive so she could deliver a zombie baby, but it's fine. It's fine. We forgive him.
Mm,
Oh, excuse me.
wait, why is it not telling me who he was?
I don't know, girl. It's disappeared from the Wikipedia too. Like somebody took it down. They said, "Well, he's not on the show anymore."
Oh my God, no, it's the doctor from the show that Malcolm Jamal Warner was on, right?
Probably.
Oh no, not Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Okay.
I forgot there were 3 doctor shows out at the same time that I was watching. No, he was on New Amsterdam
Okay.
with, another hot one. What's his name? Let me get his name.
Another hot one.
Ryan
Just
Eggold.
another hot one. That's all.
You
That's
know
all you
you
need
know
to
him,
know.
right?
All right.
Ryan Eggold. You gotta know Ryan Eggold.
I don't know that I know Ryan Eckel.
Let me just show
Yeah,
you
show me a
this
picture.
fine
Show
specimen.
me a picture of this guy.
Oh, he looks weird there. What movie was that?
I mean, you can show him to me weird. It's fine.
Look, it's both of
Okay.
them on the screen at the same time, actually.
Who's on the right?
Wait, the black man?
No, that he's on the left. Oh, your phone's flipped.
Yeah.
Who's okay? Not who's the white dude? Whose white baby
Ryan
is that?
Eggold. Okay, let me. I'm,
Who the hell's white baby is that?
I'm trying to get a like a straight. Okay, here's his handsome face.
That's Ryan
You never
Eccles?
saw him before? Mm-hmm.
He's so skinny. He's so skinny, Kira.
I'm trying to think. He was in something
He
else that
looks
I feel
kind of
like.
familiar, but like
Wait a
in a
minute.
very prime time way. Does that make sense?
He was.
He was probably on like Grey's
Okay,
Anatomy or
yes, he was
something.
New
He's probably on
Amsterdam.
Grey's Anatomy or something like that. Some
Wait, it couldn't have been just New Amsterdam, could it? Maybe it was just New Amsterdam.
I did
I
not
thought
watch
he was
that
in
show.
something else.
I did not watch that show.
Oh, he's on Cross. That's what he's
What is
on. He's the
Cross?
bad guy on Cross right now.
What is Cross?
Yeah.
What is Cross?
You don't know Alex Cross?
Oh, Alex, I don't care about that. Oh, yes, I know what you're talking. I don't care.
He's even hotter as a bad
I
guy.
have only so much room for television, and I'd rather save it for watching Psych again for like the 80th time.
They blonded him on that show.
Oh. All right. Well, I think we can probably call it quits here.
Oh, sorry.
This
Um,
almost divulges into us just talking about other shows. But I think we could call it quits. I do feel excited for the next episode. Like I don't know. There's nothing left that I'm like, I mean, obviously we want to know what happened with Roman. And so every episode I'm like eager to
mhm,
find out if there's any more information about that. But there was no
mhm,
cliffhanger in this, so I'm not like, oh, I've got to watch this next week because of this.
right.
But it is enjoyable. Like I do enjoy watching the episodes. I'm like, I mean, I have to watch them for this, so I'm kind of there is some element of like, ugh, I gotta watch it. But I do enjoy it. Like when I sit down to watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good show. I'm glad we're covering it.
Well, it's just good that it was already a show, me and Richie. I mean, we started off watching it every week, but then life.
Yeah.
So we got behind, but it was already a show that we kind of had on our docket.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, exactly. Like I told you, I'd started watching it with my mom, like for whatever reason, at her house. And so then suddenly I was like, oh yeah, no, this is pretty good. Actually, I watched this. But we used to watch Psych together, so that like makes sense. We used to watch Psych and Monk together.
I was recommending all these shows to Marcus earlier, including this one, and I realized, oh, I guess I like shows with consultants because I told him he needs to watch Castle.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Um, I told him there was another one that had a consultant. Oh,
I was
Monk.
gonna say if you told him Bones, I'm dead. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. You're just listing consultant shows. Yeah, he was a
But
consultant.
no, it was like a bunch of consultant shows, and I didn't realize it until I said, "Wait a minute, I said that word a lot
There's
of
a certain
times."
formula. There's a formula I'm very into, and it's someone who's a consultant.
Because when you look at it, even the Charm sisters were like consultants for the police at times.
Yes, they were. Although that got
So,
phased out pretty quick, because that was
yeah,
only, like, the first
yeah.
couple of seasons, and then
Mhm.
what's his name, like, disappears, and then remember their, like, internal affairs is after them or whatever. It was, like, so weird. They're, like, coming after them, like, "What happened to Daryl?" or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, he's dead because they got him killed because they were sloppy." And also
And then
and
Cole,
also
remember he l
now, like, knowing, like, how Alyssa Milano is has, like, really ruined the show for me. Like, I'm like, "You're actually a horrible person and you lied."
Yeah,
She
I
lied so much and so viciously about Shannon Doherty, and now I'm like, I I think you're actually the villain. You're the villain of the show.
Mhm.
And she was, like, her character is, like, the worst character. She's, like, really selfish, it's, like, all about Cole all the time. Although, I mean, I did love Julian McMahon, do not get me wrong.
Yeah. I think for a while, like, I did stop watching Charmed episodes, and then I guess because it was such a big gap when I finally watched it again, I like, you're in a different even age
Yeah,
bracket
of course,
when you're
yeah,
rewatching
yeah.
some of these things, and I'm watching it again, and I'm like, "Phoebe's toxic, Cole's toxic, like,
Yes!
what is
So,
happening?"
I know, so, it's like the people I liked the least as a kid, like, as, like, a younger, like, a teen, I'm like, they're my favorite, like,
Mhm.
Prue,
Yeah.
and, Paige. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, no, you're the only 2 that make sense to me." Even Piper, who I loved Piper and Leo's story when I was younger, now I'm like, "You're both horrible to each other. Why? And one of you is supposed to be an
I
angel. Why are you, like, so bad?" Like,
I just love Piper, like, I started off it's so weird, I started off with Phoebe as my
I
favorite,
did too when I was younger, and
and
now I'm like,
then
"Ugh,
yeah,
why?
no, absolutely not.
Why? No, you're the worst. You're the absolute worst."
I wanted to name all of my girls Alyssa.
Oh, no. Thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, alright, anyway, let's wrap this up because now we've divulged we've, like, diverted into talking about Charmed. I almost just went into, like, "Oh, I need to start watching Buffy again." Anyway, we've gotta be done. It's time to call this quits. We love you guys, thank you for being here. Mitchell, thank you for
Love you
being here.
guys.
Marcus, thank you for coming to the second stream. Um, thank you to everybody who was here earlier, like, Durga was here for our first live stream. You guys are the best. You're the only reason that we honestly continue to do this because some weekends it's just like, I don't wanna do this anymore. But when you guys show up and you're like, "Yeah, I love this show," then I'm like, "Okay, fine. It's worth it. It's worth it." Alright, we will see you guys next week again for oh, Marcus, you're still here, thank you. Um, again for 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over the Garden Wall on Limited Series Lounge. And then 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will continue the evidence board. And so we look forward to seeing you then. We will try to be less tired, but no promises. Love you guys. You're sweet,
Love you
precious angels.
guys.